My name is Steve, and my story is a bit unusual. And I think the best way to tell you about what I do is just to get into my first slide. I'm interested in doing something called the ARphabet Tour, AR, of course being AR. Alphabet Tour makes reference to books. I also do writing. But it's a 100-day grassroots tour to introduce AR. First and foremost, to introduce AR. I've been in Asia, Southeast Asia, with my partner Sayuri. I really don't know what the take-up is on AR in America. Last time I was here was 6 years ago, and people know Pokemon Go, but what do they really know about AR? In this room, I think everybody can, talk about it forever, but the guy in the street, what do they really think? So we'd like to introduce AR and our own characters. I'll talk about them later. Demo, showcase products. If anybody has anything, I'm happy to take it on the tour. I'm not a public speaker, obviously. And also, we just flew in Friday night from Shenzhen, so a little jet-lagged and a little nervous. We would like to do South by Southwest, Game Developers Conference, meetup groups, anything. Libraries, cafes, living rooms, anything. And sponsors, ideas, contacts, input, greatly appreciated. Let me get some coffee. Okay, we just have come off of 2 years of what we call the Bubiko Orwell Tour. Bubiko is one of our characters. Orwell, of course, refers to George Orwell. Doing AR, VR research, networking, food research, startup planning. Alphabet Spikes is a book I'm writing about this tour, about being in Southeast Asia and talking to people about AR, talking to people about food, the future, our new president, many things. We were in all those cities, Bali, Singapore, blah, blah, blah. We were digital nomads. Okay, I've done a lot of stuff. I have a degree in photography from Rochester Institute of Technology. I've worked for all those TV companies as a producer or a writer. The creative development kit was something that I was working on in Singapore as a creative director. Very interesting story there, and I could tell you about that later. But in 2007, I had to walk away from that, and that's when I decided to write books. I decided to write books and wait until the skills that I had learned as a creative director for a game-making company would catch, or the industry would catch up with what I learned. I learned so much about XYZ axes and polygon counts and coding and all that stuff, but I wanted to write. And then when the Oculus came out in 2016, I thought, wow, things are getting interesting, and that's when I slowly started to come back into it. Those are some of the books I've written. Spoken is a Unity-based gallery. It's downloadable. The website is there. Yeah, Spoken, I curated. I'm not a programmer. It's a movie, 360. I don't like when they say VR, but it is a 360 movie. That was featured in festivals in Singapore, Brisbane, and Las Vegas. I know it's not AR. Another VR 360 movie. That was shot in Shenzhen. And I don't know, when I say Shenzhen, how many people know Shenzhen? Okay, it's the Silicon Valley of China. We've just spent 6 months there. This was a movie shot with a Kandao 360 camera. Blah, blah, blah. I gave some talks across Asia, and I'm usually not this nervous, but I am happy to say I'm the dumbest one in the room, and I have such great respect for everyone here. And thank you, John, for letting me be here. This is amazing. So what I would like to do is become something like the Pixar of AR. That's a soundbite, but really we have original characters, stories, and probably at some point software. When I started to talk about this 2 years ago, the things that I had in mind are now off the shelf. So I don't think the software part is so important anymore, but original characters and stories certainly are. We're bootstrapping for now. Happy to talk to anyone in partnership, investment, or support. Okay, these are our characters, some of our characters. Secret Donut World is a collaboration with David Severn, a British illustrator who lives in Japan. The Doughbots, I don't have an image of them here, but they are cloud-like characters. The Doughbots will specialize in education, simple math, simple reading skills. Okay, the Dundercats are a partnership with Six Cat Studios. They will eventually be AR music instructors. Right now, Six Cat Studios is teaching music, conventional violin and piano lessons, and we're excited about developing these characters as a way of teaching music in AR. Okay, this is our flagship Bubiko Foodtour. She has an Instagram account. This is a work in progress. What we need to do next is make the 3D version of Bubiko and then backtrack to make the 2D. But we haven't had any money, so we're just goofing around with this. This is we're very happy with Bubiko, but that's not the final version. The top of her hat is supposed to look like a sliced mango, so that takes time. But this was an experiment with a very simple AR program by HP, Hewlett-Packard Reveal, with a boy who was like 12 years old in Thailand. So that was fun. We've been to many different food events with Bubiko, and we're excited about her. Eventually, she'll be on the tabletop. Depending on IoT and things like that, she can actually talk to you about what food you've ordered, the history of your food, different things like that. Okay, this is the ARphabet Tour. Augmented reality, that's what we should emphasize here, but there is two separate tracks. One is about books and self-publishing, and the mango sticky rice experience with Sayuri, and Sayuri's down there, my partner in crime. She's been with me for more than a few years, but the past 2 years have been very intense as we've traveled across Southeast Asia. Okay, mango sticky rice is Bubiko's favorite food, which is the tie-in with the AR. And how many people know Kabak? Kabak is the specialist in making AR food. They're based in New York, and they're doing a lot of things with menus and augmented reality food. So they're going to be giving us some AR mango sticky rice. This is a fun thing. I think the books and the mangoes are about getting people together, and then we talk about AR. When you do an AR event, you're going to get people that already have a certain level of awareness. And we're trying to get people that don't know anything about AR. So food and the books are a way to do that. Okay, so what am I? I've got quite a few connections in Silicon Valley now. China's Silicon Valley is interesting because for a long time it was just technology, but now the software side, the design side, it's really catching up, and it's going to be an interesting time. East and West, I've lived in Tokyo, Singapore. I've lived in Asia a long time. I'm a writer, producer, so words, actions, I can do it if that needs to be. And my areas of interest are entertainment, art, and education. Okay, this is Bubiko in a game demo with Green Bean Boy. And this is just an example of you start out and you don't know where you will end up. I contacted Dominique on LinkedIn, and we started talking, and she was talking about her character called Green Bean Boy, and she's a game maker, and I said, hey, can Bubiko make a guest appearance in your game? And she said yes. So there is a demo available of this. It's an ARKit. At this point, it's very simple, but you can get an idea of her skills and how much fun portals can be, and it's a good example of ARKit plus Unity. So if you'd like to get a demo of that or see the video, the video's there, I can give you the instructions on how to get the demo. This was a talk in Shenzhen by Le Wagon, which is a boot camp school for teaching coding. And it's just, I was going through my stuff, and that's an important quote. Grit is the power of passion and perseverance for very long goals. Okay, bookings, blah, blah, blah. This is recorded or just come up to me afterwards. And that's Dominique's contact. And onward. Thank you. I'm much better off stage one-to-one, so come up and talk to me about any of these things. I'm going to get some water, and thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone.